Welcome to episode 198. Tonight on Book Chat, I am interviewing novelist Liv Dooley. Come along as she introduces us to her series, The Colorfully Candid Diaries. Today's episode is brought to you by audiobooks.com. New customers get one free audiobook when using our promo code AudioShelf. You just need to enter the code AudioShelf on the sign-up page, then click Apply, then fill out the rest of your account info. Support this podcast by using our code AudioShelf and get your first audiobook free. Hey everyone, I'm your host, Tamara Ford, and welcome to Book Chat here on the Shelf Addiction Podcast. Here on Book Chat, we get bookish with roundtable book discussions, book recommendation lists, interviews, and more. If you'd like to check out book reviews and other bookish posts, please visit the blog at shelfaddiction.com. Let me tell you a little bit about today's guest. Liv Dooley is a novelist and a national female empowerment strategist for women of all ages. Liv is the founder of the Colorfully Candid Paradigm, Inc. in Las Vegas, Nevada, and she is dedicated to impacting the lives of young ladies through her writing, motivational speaking, and service. She is the author of books One Chance to Live Young and Two Dreams and a Goal. All of Liv's social media links are below in the show notes, so if you'd like to connect, you know where to find her. If you'd like to comment on something you've heard during today's episode, you can find me on Twitter at Shelf Addiction. If you prefer to email in feedback or questions, feel free to reach out to me at info@shelfaddiction.com or call in and leave an internet voice message via SpeakPipe. The link is below in the show notes. Hey Liv, thank you for joining me today. How have you been?
I am so well. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm really excited to be here.
Yay, I'm happy you're here. So I understand you're in Las Vegas. Is it like hot right now?
It is, which is ridiculous, except even though I've lived here for 8 years now, I continue to forget that the nights are still pretty chilly, and I actually got a little cold last night. The days actually average about 85 degrees now, even though it's April.
Oh, that's so nice. It's so cold here. I wish. Oh my gosh, I'm so cold all the time. It's crazy. That's awesome for you though.
Well, you can always come visit. You have a friend.
Yes. Oh, well, thank you. I will keep that in my memory, for later.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm really happy to be talking to you today. So are you ready to jump into things?
I am so excited.
Okay. So most times authors read as much as us readers read. Is there anything that's on your nightstand right now that you're reading?
Oh, wow. I love to read. I don't actually read young adult fiction as much as I like to, but right now I'm currently reading Can't Look Away by Donna Cooner, which is a young adult selection. And I just got finished with The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. So those are a couple of things that are still on my nightstand right now.
Oh, The Hate You Give is amazing.
It really was good. It was excellent. She did a phenomenal job. And if you know her, I would love an introduction just so I can have a conversation.
I wish I knew her. I wish. Awesome. Okay, so what authors and or books would you say have influenced your writing style?
Wow. That is a tough question. I have to share that growing up, a few of my favorite books were Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry by Mildred D. Taylor, which really inspired me to be true to my roots as an African-American writer and to write for young people who don't always have their stories depicted within the mainstream books that are promoted. But I also enjoyed The Babysitter's Club, Anne of Green Gables, and lots more.
Awesome. We are sisters from two different mothers, or however that phrase goes. I don't know.
Absolutely. We can talk about books anytime.
Yes, absolutely, because I will hit you up too. So tell me about what, inspired you to write this series we're going to talk about today. Has it always been, on your to-do list, or is it something that developed over time?
I loved to write as a young person. I would always finish the story if it ended too quickly for me. I would write sequels. If I disliked a book, then I would create a second ending. And so I've always written, but it wasn't until I began to work with teen girls here in Las Vegas that I recognized that they were dealing with so many of the same issues I dealt with growing up in middle and high school. And I really just wanted to write to support them in their growth and share with them that there's power in community, and you don't have to feel as if you're going through that tough stuff alone.
Wow. So how did this story kind of evolve? So we're talking about your series, which is a YA contemporary series called Colorfully Candid Diary. So tell me a little bit about how this story, the first book, kind of evolved into what it was, the finished product.
The first book, One Chance to Live Young, the first Colorfully Candid Diary, is the introduction to Anya, London, and Michelle during their first semester in high school. And as I began to write these books, I quickly recognized that each semester in high school really lent to a new and different experience. And I chose to create each book as a tale of that one semester in high school. So the book that I just released, Two Dreams and a Goal, the second Colorfully Candid Diary, is the second semester of their high school year. And it's really quite different because in their first semester, in the first book, One Chance to Live Young, they have some trepidation and some anxiety about starting high school and what it all means and how exactly they are going to really stand out. And then in the second book, you see that they're now really comfortable in who they are. And they actually have begun to entertain a few distractions that have taken them off of the course. It's such a quick time. And they have to, slow down and think things through a little more carefully so that they can fulfill those goals that they set during the first semester.
Okay, well, thinking back to freshman year of high school, I'm going to guess those distractions were somewhat boys.
Absolutely. That is correct. That's the first distraction.
Yeah.
Now, as each book evolves, you're going to see that the choices that they have to make become increasingly difficult because it's not as white and black. It's not just, I like him, I don't like him. Oh, he's talking to me. Oh, he just texted me. Oh, he just snapped me. It's a little more complicated as they grow older.
Oh, that's awesome. So let me just comment on the title of book one. I feel like that's a play on your name.
It is. My maiden name is Live Young, and One Chance to Live Young just seemed so right. Those girls, as they are entering high school, feel so much anxiety about what it means to be a freshman and where they fit that they begin to dream and focus on growing older. And they begin to really speed and hurry their life along. And I really want girls to take away the message that you have one chance to live young. You really have one time in your life where you're going to be a freshman in high school. You really have one time in your life where you're going to be a junior in high school or wherever they may find themselves as they read this book, and to enjoy it. I personally had a struggle because when I was 14, I wanted to be 16 so I could drive. And when I was 16, I wanted to be 18. And it's not until now when I look back, I wonder if I really enjoyed the moment or if I just rushed it along to get to the next stage.
Yeah, I think most of us do that. And then at a certain point, I dare I say a lot of us at least, when we hit 30 or 40, I'm not, quite there, but we're like, oh man, what I wouldn't give to be 21 again. Oh, that was great in college. Maybe I'd like to be 18 again. Then we start going in reverse.
It does reverse. And it's so important to enjoy contentment wherever you are and just to be present in the moment. You never get it back.
Absolutely. So between book one and book two, so we know that they kind of are growing older as the freshman year continues. But are there any other things that connect? Are the stories told from like one character's point of view and then the other, or are they constantly like rotating points of view from the girls?
That's a great question, and that's what makes these books so unique. They actually are written in diary form from a first-person narrative by each of the girls. And so the chapters rotate between Anya, London, and Michelle as they write in their diaries. And they connect because they all end up at the same high school. And even though they see so many of the same events at the same time, they see them differently based upon their experiences and their backgrounds. They quickly become very close. And so they forge a friendship that really leads them to enjoy healthy discussions about complicated subjects the older they get.
Yeah, definitely. So your series takes place in urban Las Vegas, but you've only been there 8 years. Why did you choose Las Vegas versus somewhere else?
I chose Las Vegas because it has really made an impression on me. It's a multifaceted city. You have a small town feel in a large city, and yet at the same time, there are so many communities so that each of these young ladies have really bring a different flavor to the book. You know, you've got your old downtown Las Vegas, which is being built up even as we speak. And it's really artsy, and it's a place where people like to go and visit as far as locals are concerned. And then you have the Strip where the tourists like to go. So as the girls have friends who come in town, they meet them on the Strip. And then you have suburban Las Vegas, where the girls really get to experience, you know, the small town life. So I appreciate Las Vegas because I feel that wherever young ladies are, whether they are in rural Illinois, where I grew up, or they're living in an urban city, they'll be able to empathize and even enjoy the experiences based upon their own experiences.
Yeah, I think that experience as a African-American female in high school, kind of like it spans no matter where you live, and almost any economic situation, you all have those same feelings, like going to a new school, you know, being in a different environment. So everyone, you know, that has been there and will be there, I'm sure can relate.
It's so true. And yet when you're young, it's really hard to discover and find out that other people are dealing with the same emotions as yourself. You know, some of the young people that I counsel and mentor really deal with suicidal ideation, as I did myself growing up. And it's simply because you feel as if no one else can empathize or understand what you're going through. It's just not true. We all have hard moments. We all have anxiety. We all have exciting, successful celebrations. We just have a plethora of experiences.
Yeah. I think this would actually be even good for adults to read.
I found that to be true. I held a book signing in Illinois this past year, and the majority of the people there were adults, which was really fun. It really changed the atmosphere of the book signing. But they had shared that after reading it, they not only found some closure with some of the experiences that they'd endured growing up, but they also found some insight into their daughters and their nieces and other young women that they mentor, so that they can really begin to converse with them on a heightened level.
Yeah, this could actually be, I know some parents that do this where they have kind of like a family book club. Let's read this book and talk about it. That would be amazing for that purpose.
It would, especially with the family dynamics that I introduced. Each of the three characters really have different dynamics. You've got Anya, who is a preacher's daughter, and her mother, who is in pharmaceutical school. And, you know, she really feels as if she's sheltered entirely too much and as if she cannot get away from her parents. Versus London, who is living at home with her single mother and who can't get enough of her mom's attention as she begins to act out to get her mom's attention. And then you have Michelle, who lives in an amazing two-parent household and who has a very close relationship with her mother, but who misses her father, who's in the home, but is plagued by alcoholism and quite distant during the time. So there are many different family dynamics that play out in this book, and it would be a perfect book for a family book club.
Absolutely. So tell me, what do you like most about the characters you developed for this series?
I love that question. I love these characters. That's really difficult to answer. I think I love that I am a part of all of them, but I really appreciate their candor and their willingness to hold one another accountable by, having the hard conversations. They question one another very early on their decisions to complain about their parents or to sneak out and disobey their parents. They question one another about the boys that they get into relationships with or the decisions that they make in school. And I have always wanted to have a group of friends that would choose to have the hard conversations and love me through the time when they don't even receive the answers that they wished they had. I think it's really important. So I love the candor, I love the community, and I love that even when they explore hard things and you see that their emotions begin to conflict, they really evolve as a unit together.
Mm-hmm. Was there one young lady that I guess resonated with you more than the others?
I am as stubborn as London, as a bookworm as Michelle, and as boy crazy probably, and engaged on this emotional roller coaster as Anya. I cannot say that there's one character that resonates with me any more than the others because I love them all dearly.
Oh, you sound like like your kids. You can't choose.
That's so right.
Tell me a little bit about your experience while writing this, like the process. Did you have any challenges when it comes from, research, writer's block, psychological? Did you have any challenges in bringing this book to life?
The first two were fairly easy. When I experienced writer's block, I simply went into my old stash of diaries, all of which I have from the age of 10 on through college and even now, to find out, what do 14-year-old girls think about? What do 14-year-old girls write about? But I would share that within these two books, I did have a difficult time exploring the range of language that they all use. I use the African American vernacular, which is also Ebonics. And I found that because language changes so frequently, it was difficult to choose a specific phrase to fit the situation when, you have young people that say, oh my gosh, that's so old. Nobody says that anymore. Now, moving forward, as I mentioned, because the girls age, they experience harder issues. I will say that I have had some difficulty writing about those hard issues. As they grow older, they're going to deal with various problems such as rape and how to navigate that. And unfortunately, I have experienced that from myself when I was in college. And so really writing that experience is difficult at times, but it's necessary and it's important since so many African American girls and girls of color in general are victims of sexual abuse at a young age. Yeah,
I don't have any children myself, but I have 4 nieces and nephews combined, and the oldest one is a junior, and the things I hear from her about what goes on, I'm like, wow, when I was a junior, no one was doing that. What is happening? I'm like, I'm not that old, but my goodness, things have really changed like a lot.
It has. Especially with the introduction of social media, which is a whole another beast in itself.
Absolutely. So did you use like high school students a little bit to grab some of those differences, kind of get a pulse on what's happening now?
Because I mentor teen girls with the nonprofit that I created and the church that I serve in, and even the K-12 campus that I taught in when I was writing the first two books, they're so easily accessible, and I get to observe them in their natural environment so frequently that it wasn't difficult to find out which stories would resonate with them and how to I guess, depicted in a way that they would enjoy reading about and want to read more of.
So being that it's something that they would definitely enjoy and want more of, I'm sure it has some of that angstiness going on and some of that high school drama going on.
Oh, it does. There's drama between friends. There's drama between the guys that like the same girl. There's drama between the girls. And there's some drama that actually rises to the surface, particularly in Two Dreams and a Goal, that's unfounded. And that as the girls come into contact with the newest character, Veronica Marquez, they even question why they have so much drama with her. And it's not until later that you discover what her problem is.
Okay. Well, that sounds interesting. Okay. So we're 2 books in. What is planned for this series?
Well, there's going to be a total of 8 books altogether, and I just look forward to introducing you all to Anya, London, and Michelle and leading you on a journey to grow with them. You know, they're going to go through quite a few things, and I don't want to give away any spoilers, but they, begin to branch out and make decisions that are independent of their parents, some of which they fall flat on their faces, and others which they have some success with. But in all of it, they become closer and better for it.
Oh, wonderful. So I must ask, because there are always writers in the audience or people that want to become writers. Do you have any advice for aspiring writers?
The advice that I have is to write. If an idea comes to your mind, just write it down, whether it's on a notebook or a note in your phone. Don't let that idea escape without putting it down on paper or in your tablet, because there is a time when you can come together and compile all of those thoughts. So as you write in your tablet, on your notepad, and really put those thoughts into words, and so that you don't lose them, I would recommend then setting aside time to compile all of those thoughts. Don't feel pressured to have each piece present when you begin to compile all your thoughts about your piece that you want to write. Just begin to write. Just begin to let it go. Let it out and enjoy the process. And then return to it when it's time to edit it and fill in the gaps and fill in the details and clear it up. But enjoy getting those thoughts and those ideas on paper first without overanalyzing any of it.
Or I think that's great advice. Just get it out, get it on paper or tablet or whatever you're using.
It really worked for me.
Okay, so I hear you are going on tour shortly. Where can readers meet you this spring?
I am. So starting April 28th, I will be hosting a book signing here in Las Vegas. If you are in the area, you can visit me at Barnes & Noble, and I will post all of that information through the various social media outlets that I'm on at Candid Live. And then in May, I'll be in Phoenix, Arizona. That's going to be May 19th. And if you connect with me and you find that you're in Georgia, I'll be there in Georgia and South Carolina in July. And I'll be in Los Angeles in September, and I'll end it all in Illinois in September as well, heading on to October. So.
Oh, wonderful. So you're going all the way through to fall.
I am. I'm excited about this work, and I'm excited to get it into as many hands as I can. I'd love to connect with your listeners as well.
You guys, all of Liv's social media links are below in the show notes, as well as her website, so you can definitely find out where she'll be through her tour. So before we, kind of wrap things up, tell me a little bit about your program, the Colorfully Candid Paradigm.
The Colorfully Candid Paradigm is a faith-based nonprofit for girls in middle and high school. We help to enhance emotional intelligence because research proves that emotional intelligence is the key that our girls need to grow to be successful as future leaders. You know, research also shows that it's the difference between $29,000, regardless of where you are on the income spectrum. Those with high IQs still make less than those with high EQ. It's important to know how to connect with others. And so we facilitate this in a variety of ways through the book clubs that we host and throughout the city, the mother-daughter conflict resolution workshops that we provide to really create conversation, and the additional events. We have mother-daughter conferences that we also host not only here in Las Vegas, but that will be expanding to Georgia and St. Louis again this year. And we provide a variety of experiences for young people and their moms to come and join us to really get creative and get that conversation flowing. We also have a brand new scholarship this year so that we can support the girls that we've been mentoring through their time in middle and high school as they go on to college, and so that we can make sure that they feel supported even beyond our time together.
Oh, that's amazing. I really, really appreciate you and your team for doing this. I mean, these young women, they really need the support, and you can't get them a lot of places. So your program sounds amazing.
Thank you. It's so important. You know, growing up, I actually got into quite a few fights and just had a lot of drama in my life. And I really needed someone to take me aside, have some conversations with me, and show me how to handle that stress in productive and effective ways. It's important to our growth.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So go ahead and give us the website right quick. So people in the areas that you mentioned, if they'd like to reach out and get involved, you know, as a mentor or, you know, even help out, or maybe even they have a child that they know that would be great for the program, just let us know how we can find that.
That'd be great. The website is www.colorfullycandid.com. You can find everything there, and we have a very active Facebook page as well. Our handle is Colorfully Candid.
You're going to want to hear what Liv has to say right now about this awesome giveaway.
Hey guys, I have a giveaway for 2 different people. We have 2 giveaways, and I'm not only giving away one book, I'm giving away both of the Colorfully Candid diaries. When you click the link below to enter into the giveaway, you will have a chance to win 1 chance to live young and 2 dreams and a goal, so that you can get the whole picture. You must be in the US, and you can find all of the details when you click that link.
Wonderful. Thank you. So guys, you know that link leads you right to the Shelf Addiction blog. So click there. You'll see a raffle copter. You know what to do to get entered. So yes, wonderful. We are going to end things there. Liv, thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. It has been a pleasure.
It has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time and everything that you're doing. I look forward to connecting with you again and all of your listeners as well.
Oh, thank you. All right, everyone. Don't forget to check out Liv. All her links are below in the show notes, as I said earlier. And don't forget to enter the giveaway. And thank you for listening. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone. If you enjoyed today's book chat episode and would like to show your support, there are a few things you can do. Head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a positive 5-star review. You can follow me on Twitter at Shelf Addiction. Most importantly, you can share this podcast with friends and family that enjoy all things bookish, including author interviews. Thank you for listening, and until next time, happy reading.